Definition of wealth psychology. To understand how wealth is built, it is important to first understand the concept of wealth psychology. Wealth psychology refers to the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and behaviors that influence how people manage and grow their money. While financial knowledge is certainly important, research and experience have shown that financial outcomes are often shaped more by behavior than by technical skill. Two people may earn the same income, receive the same financial advice, and live in the same economic environment. Yet over time, their financial results can be very different. The reason often lies in their mindset. Wealth psychology explores how people think about money and how those thoughts guide their decisions. For example, some individuals view money primarily as a tool for immediate spending and short-term satisfaction. Others view money as a resource that can be managed carefully, invested wisely, and grown over time. These perspectives influence daily financial habits. Small choices, such as saving regularly, avoiding unnecessary debt, or investing consistently, may seem simple in the moment. But over years and decades, these decisions compound and shape long-term financial outcomes. Another important aspect of wealth psychology is emotion. Money decisions are rarely purely logical. Fear, excitement, confidence, and uncertainty can all influence how individuals approach financial opportunities. During times of economic uncertainty, fear may cause people to avoid investing or withdraw from markets prematurely. In contrast, disciplined investors often rely on long-term strategies rather than emotional reactions. Wealth psychology also includes the beliefs people develop about money through their experiences and environment. Many individuals grow up hearing different messages about wealth, some positive and empowering, others limiting or discouraging. These early beliefs can shape financial behaviors later in life. Understanding wealth psychology allows individuals to become more aware of these patterns. When people recognize how their beliefs and emotions influence financial decisions, they gain the ability to make more thoughtful and intentional choices. Ultimately, building wealth is not only about how much money someone earns, it is also about how they think about money, how they manage it, and how consistently they apply habits that support long-term financial growth. And by understanding the psychology behind financial behavior, individuals can begin to build a stronger foundation for lasting wealth. Mindset shapes financial outcomes. When people think about wealth and financial success, they often focus on income, education, or economic conditions. While these factors certainly play a role, another powerful influence often goes unnoticed: mindset. Mindset refers to the beliefs, attitudes, and perspectives that shape how individuals think about money, opportunity, and financial decisions. Over time, these internal beliefs guide behavior, and behavior ultimately determines financial outcomes. Two individuals may earn similar incomes and have access to the same opportunities. Yet years later, one may have built savings, investments, and financial stability, while the other struggles with debt and financial stress. The difference is often found in how they think about money and how they behave financially. A person with a growth-oriented financial mindset tends to think long-term. They understand that wealth is rarely built overnight. Instead, it grows gradually through consistent habits such as saving, investing, learning, and making thoughtful financial decisions. This mindset encourages patience and discipline. Rather than spending impulsively or chasing short-term rewards, individuals with strong financial thinking focus on building lasting value over time. Mindset also shapes how people respond to challenges. In financial life, setbacks can occur. Investments may fluctuate, markets may change, or unexpected expenses may arise. Individuals with a resilient mindset view these challenges as learning experiences rather than permanent failures. They adapt, adjust their strategies, and continue moving forward. Another important aspect of mindset is the ability to recognize opportunity. People who believe that improvement and growth are possible are more likely to seek knowledge, explore investment opportunities, and develop new sources of income. Those with limiting beliefs about money may avoid these opportunities entirely. Ultimately, wealth is not determined solely by how much someone earns. It is shaped by how they manage resources, make decisions, and maintain discipline over time. Mindset influences every one of these choices, and when individuals develop a mindset that values learning, patience, responsibility, and long-term thinking, they create a powerful foundation for lasting financial success. Income and wealth. Many people use the terms income and wealth as if they mean the same thing. However, in financial thinking, they represent two very different concepts. Understanding the difference between income and wealth is essential for anyone seeking long-term financial stability. Income refers to the money a person earns over a specific period of time. This may come from a salary, wages, business profits, or investment returns. Income represents the flow of money coming into an individual's life or a company's operations. For example, if someone earns a monthly salary or receives payments from a business they operate, that money represents their income. Income is important because it provides the resources needed to pay expenses, support daily living, and invest for the future. However, income alone does not necessarily create financial security. This is where wealth becomes important. Wealth refers to the total value of the assets a person owns after subtracting any debts or financial obligations. These assets may include savings, investments, real estate, businesses, or other valuable resources. While income is about money earned, wealth is about money accumulated and preserved over time. A person may earn a high income but spend most of it on lifestyle expenses. In this case, their income may be large, but their wealth may remain limited. On the other hand, someone with a more modest income may consistently save, invest, and manage their finances carefully. Over time, these disciplined habits can lead to significant wealth accumulation. This distinction highlights an important financial principle. Income creates the opportunity to build wealth, but behavior determines whether wealth actually grows. People who understand this difference often focus not only on increasing their income, but also on building assets that can grow and generate value over time. These assets may eventually produce additional income through investments, businesses, or other financial opportunities. In this way, wealth can gradually create financial independence. Ultimately, income represents the money you earn today, while wealth represents the financial foundation you build for the future. And developing the habits that transform income into lasting wealth is one of the most important steps toward long-term financial success. Beliefs influence financial decisions. One of the most powerful influences on financial behavior is something that often goes unnoticed: our beliefs about money. Beliefs about money are the ideas and assumptions we develop over time about how money works, what it represents, and how it should be used. These beliefs are often formed early in life through family experiences, cultural influences, education, and personal financial experiences. Although they may seem subtle, these beliefs can have a significant impact on the financial decisions people make throughout their lives. For example, some individuals grow up believing that money is difficult to earn and easily lost. As a result, they may approach financial decisions with fear and hesitation, avoiding investments or opportunities that involve uncertainty. Others may develop the belief that financial success is achievable through learning, discipline, and strategic decisions. This belief can encourage individuals to seek financial education, invest in long-term opportunities, and develop habits that support wealth creation. Beliefs can also influence spending behavior. A person who believes that money should be enjoyed immediately may prioritize spending and lifestyle experiences. In contrast, someone who believes in long-term financial security may focus on saving, investing, and planning for the future. These differences in belief often lead to very different financial outcomes over time. Another important aspect is how beliefs affect confidence. Individuals who believe they are capable of understanding financial systems and improving their financial situation are more likely to take steps toward financial growth. They may explore investment opportunities, start businesses, or seek advice from financial experts. On the other hand, limiting beliefs, such as thinking that wealth is only achievable for certain people, can prevent individuals from pursuing opportunities that might improve their financial lives. The good news is that beliefs are not fixed. By learning about finance, observing successful strategies, and reflecting on personal financial habits, individuals can gradually reshape their beliefs about money. When beliefs become more empowering and aligned with long-term goals, financial decisions often become more thoughtful and strategic. Ultimately, our financial outcomes are not shaped only by income or opportunity. They are also shaped by the beliefs that guide how we think about money. Scarcity versus abundance mindset. One of the most important psychological factors that influence financial behavior is the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. These two perspectives shape how individuals view money, opportunity, and long-term financial growth. A scarcity mindset is based on the belief that resources are limited and difficult to obtain. People who think this way often feel that there is not enough money, opportunity, or success to go around. As a result, decisions may be driven by fear, anxiety, or short-term thinking. For example, someone with a scarcity mindset may avoid investing because they fear losing money. They may focus only on immediate financial security rather than long-term growth. This mindset can also lead to constant comparison with others, where financial success is viewed as a competition rather than a process of personal development. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, is built on the belief that opportunities for growth and financial improvement are always possible. Individuals with this mindset believe that knowledge, skills, and strategic decisions can create new opportunities over time. Rather than focusing only on limitations, they focus on possibilities. This perspective encourages learning, innovation, and long-term planning. For example, someone with an abundance mindset may view investing as a way to participate in economic growth. They may seek financial education, explore new opportunities, and remain open to improving their financial situation through discipline and strategy. Another important difference between these two mindsets lies in how people respond to challenges. Those with a scarcity mindset may see obstacles as confirmation that opportunities are limited. In contrast, individuals with an abundance mindset often view challenges as part of the learning process. They adapt, improve their strategies, and continue pursuing long-term goals. It is important to understand that an abundance mindset does not ignore financial risks or difficulties. Instead, it focuses on developing the skills, knowledge, and habits necessary to create better opportunities over time. Ultimately, the way people think about resources and opportunity strongly influences the decisions they make with money. And by shifting from scarcity thinking toward a more balanced and opportunity-focused mindset, individuals can open the door to smarter financial choices and greater long-term growth. How beliefs about money affect behavior. Our beliefs about money play a powerful role in shaping how we behave financially. Often, these beliefs operate quietly in the background, influencing our decisions without us even realizing it. From a young age, people begin forming ideas about money. These ideas may come from family experiences, cultural attitudes, education, or personal financial situations. Over time, these early impressions develop into beliefs that guide how individuals earn, spend, save, and invest. For example, someone who grows up hearing that money is always scarce may develop a cautious or fearful relationship with finances. This belief might lead them to avoid financial risks entirely, even when opportunities for growth are available. On the other hand, someone who believes that financial knowledge and discipline can create opportunity may approach money differently. They may actively seek financial education, explore investment strategies, and make decisions with long-term goals in mind. Beliefs about money also influence everyday habits. If a person believes that money is meant primarily for immediate enjoyment, they may prioritize spending over saving. While this can provide short-term satisfaction, it may limit the ability to build long-term financial stability. In contrast, individuals who believe in the value of planning and patience may focus on saving consistently, investing regularly, and managing expenses carefully. Over time, these behaviors can lead to stronger financial foundations. Another important way beliefs influence behavior is through confidence. People who believe they are capable of understanding financial systems are more likely to take control of their finances. They may learn about budgeting, investing, and wealth-building strategies. However, individuals who believe that finance is too complicated or only for experts may avoid engaging with these topics altogether. This avoidance can prevent them from developing the skills needed to improve their financial situation. The encouraging reality is that beliefs about money are not permanent. Through learning, reflection, and experience, individuals can reshape how they think about money and develop healthier financial habits. When beliefs become more empowering and aligned with long-term goals, financial behavior often changes in positive ways. And over time, these changes in behavior can significantly influence financial outcomes and opportunities for wealth creation. Why financial confidence matters. One of the most important psychological factors in building wealth is financial confidence. Financial confidence is the belief that you are capable of understanding, managing, and improving your financial situation. It is not about knowing everything about finance, but about trusting that you can learn, make decisions, and take control of your financial future. Many people avoid financial decisions simply because they feel uncertain or intimidated by money-related topics. Concepts like investing, budgeting, or long-term financial planning may seem complex or overwhelming. Without confidence, individuals may delay making important decisions or avoid them entirely. This hesitation can lead to missed opportunities for growth. Financial confidence encourages individuals to take a more active role in managing their finances. Instead of feeling powerless, confident individuals are more likely to ask questions, seek knowledge, and develop the skills needed to make informed decisions. For example, someone with financial confidence may begin learning about investing, explore different ways to save and grow their money, or start planning for long-term financial goals. They understand that improvement comes through learning and experience. Another important benefit of financial confidence is resilience. Financial markets, businesses, and economic conditions can change over time. People who feel confident in their financial knowledge are often better prepared to handle uncertainty. Rather than reacting emotionally to short-term changes, they are more likely to stay focused on long-term strategies. Confidence also encourages responsibility. When individuals believe they have the ability to influence their financial future, they are more likely to track expenses, manage budgets, and make thoughtful financial choices. Over time, these actions build stronger financial habits and create a sense of control. It is important to remember that financial confidence does not require perfection. Everyone begins with limited knowledge. What matters most is the willingness to learn and improve gradually. Through education, experience, and consistent practice, financial confidence can grow. And as confidence increases, people often become more capable of making decisions that support long-term financial stability and wealth creation. The psychology of patience. One of the most powerful yet often overlooked qualities in building wealth is patience. In today's fast-paced world, people are often encouraged to seek immediate results. Instant purchases, quick returns, and short-term rewards have become common expectations. However, when it comes to building lasting wealth, patience plays a critical role. The psychology of patience refers to the ability to delay immediate gratification in order to achieve greater long-term rewards. Financial growth rarely happens overnight. Instead, it develops gradually through consistent habits such as saving regularly, investing wisely, and allowing time for investments and opportunities to grow. Patience allows individuals to stay committed to long-term financial strategies even when progress appears slow. For example, investing in financial markets may involve periods of uncertainty or temporary fluctuations. Without patience, individuals may react emotionally to short-term changes and abandon their strategies too quickly. Those who understand the psychology of patience are more likely to remain focused on their long-term goals. They recognize that time can be one of the most powerful forces in financial growth. Another important aspect of patience is discipline. When individuals develop the habit of delaying short-term pleasures, such as unnecessary spending, they create the opportunity to build assets and financial security for the future. Small decisions made consistently over time can produce significant results. Patience also encourages thoughtful decision-making. Instead of rushing into financial choices, patient individuals take the time to research opportunities, evaluate risks, and consider long-term outcomes. This careful approach often leads to more sustainable financial strategies. Ultimately, patience transforms the way people approach wealth. Rather than chasing quick gains or reacting to short-term events, patient individuals focus on steady progress, long-term planning, and disciplined financial habits. And over time, this mindset allows wealth to grow quietly but powerfully through the steady combination of time, consistency, and thoughtful decision-making. Why successful investors think long-term. One of the defining characteristics of successful investors is their ability to think long-term. While markets and financial opportunities often fluctuate in the short term, experienced investors understand that real wealth is usually built over time. Instead of focusing on quick gains, they concentrate on strategies that allow investments to grow gradually and sustainably. Long-term thinking allows investors to take advantage of one of the most powerful forces in finance: compound growth. Compounding occurs when investment returns begin to generate additional returns over time. As profits are reinvested, the growth of an investment can accelerate year after year. However, this process requires patience. The full benefits of compounding often become most visible after many years. Successful investors understand that short-term market movements are often unpredictable. Prices may rise or fall based on economic news, global events, or temporary changes in investor sentiment. Those who focus only on these short-term changes may react emotionally, buying during periods of excitement and selling during moments of fear. Long-term investors take a different approach. They focus on the underlying value of investments and the potential for growth over extended periods. Rather than responding to every market fluctuation, they maintain a consistent strategy based on research, diversification, and disciplined decision-making. Another advantage of long-term thinking is that it reduces emotional decision-making. Financial markets naturally experience periods of volatility. Investors who remain focused on long-term goals are less likely to panic during temporary downturns or chase unrealistic short-term gains. Instead, they remain patient and committed to their financial plans. Long-term investing also encourages careful planning. Investors consider broader trends such as economic development, technological progress, and population growth. These long-term trends often create opportunities for businesses and investments to expand over time. Ultimately, successful investors recognize that wealth rarely appears instantly. It is built gradually through consistent investment, disciplined behavior, and the willingness to allow time to work in their favor. By thinking long-term, investors give their strategies the opportunity to grow, adapt, and deliver meaningful financial results over time. Building habits that support future wealth. Wealth is rarely created through a single decision or moment of luck. More often, it is built through consistent habits practiced over long periods of time. The habits people develop around money, how they spend, save, invest, and plan, play a major role in shaping their financial future. One of the most important habits that supports future wealth is consistent saving. Saving regularly, even in small amounts, creates the foundation for financial security. Over time, these savings can be invested and allowed to grow. The key is consistency. Small contributions made regularly can accumulate into significant financial resources over the years. Another important habit is intentional spending. People who build wealth tend to be mindful about how they use their money. Instead of spending impulsively, they consider whether a purchase aligns with their long-term goals. This does not mean avoiding enjoyment or comfort, but rather balancing present needs with future opportunities. Investing regularly is another powerful habit. Rather than trying to predict perfect market conditions, many successful individuals invest steadily over time. This disciplined approach helps reduce the impact of short-term market fluctuations and allows investments to grow through compounding. Financial awareness is also an essential habit. Individuals who regularly review their financial situation, tracking income, expenses, and investments, develop a clearer understanding of how their financial decisions affect long-term outcomes. This awareness helps them make adjustments when necessary and remain focused on their goals. Another valuable habit is continuous learning. Financial systems, markets, and economic conditions evolve over time. Individuals who invest in financial education strengthen their ability to make informed decisions and adapt to new opportunities. Finally, building wealth-supporting habits requires discipline and patience. Progress may not always be immediate, but consistent actions taken over time can produce powerful results. Ultimately, wealth is not only a product of income or opportunity. It is also the result of habits, small, repeated decisions that gradually shape financial stability and long-term prosperity. Why people fear financial risk. Fear of financial risk is a natural human response. When money is involved, decisions often carry uncertainty, and uncertainty can create discomfort. For many people, financial risk represents the possibility of losing something valuable, such as savings, stability, or future security. Because money is closely connected to survival and well-being, the mind tends to treat financial threats with caution. One reason people fear financial risk is uncertainty. When individuals consider investing, starting a business, or making major financial decisions, the outcomes are rarely guaranteed. Markets can fluctuate, business ideas may not succeed, and economic conditions can change unexpectedly. This uncertainty can cause people to focus on what might go wrong rather than what could potentially go right. Another important factor is past experiences. If someone has experienced financial loss in the past, whether through poor investments, debt, or economic hardship, they may become more cautious about taking future risks. These experiences shape how people evaluate opportunities and can make them more hesitant to explore new financial possibilities. Fear of financial risk is also influenced by lack of knowledge. When individuals do not fully understand how investments, markets, or financial systems work, risk can feel overwhelming. Without information or confidence, people may assume that financial decisions are more dangerous than they actually are. Education often reduces this fear by helping individuals understand how to evaluate opportunities and manage risk effectively. Another reason people fear financial risk is social and cultural influence. Some environments encourage financial caution, emphasizing stability and avoiding uncertainty. While careful planning is important, excessive fear can sometimes prevent individuals from pursuing opportunities that could lead to growth. It is important to understand that risk itself is not necessarily negative. In many cases, progress and innovation occur because individuals are willing to take calculated risks. Entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders often succeed not because they avoid risk entirely, but because they learn how to evaluate and manage it carefully. Ultimately, fear of financial risk becomes less powerful when individuals develop knowledge, discipline, and thoughtful decision-making. With the right mindset and preparation, risk can shift from something to avoid into something that can be understood, managed, and used as a pathway toward growth and opportunity. Emotional decision-making. Financial decisions are often assumed to be purely logical. In reality, many of the choices people make with money are strongly influenced by emotions. Emotional decision-making occurs when feelings such as fear, excitement, stress, or overconfidence influence financial choices more than careful analysis or long-term planning. Because money is closely tied to security, lifestyle, and future goals, it naturally triggers emotional responses. One of the most common emotions that affects financial decisions is fear. When markets decline or economic uncertainty increases, fear can cause investors to sell their assets quickly in an attempt to avoid further losses. While this reaction may feel safe in the moment, it can sometimes prevent individuals from benefiting from future market recoveries. Another powerful emotion is excitement. During periods of rapid market growth or popular investment trends, people may become overly optimistic. Excitement can lead to impulsive decisions, such as investing in opportunities without fully understanding the risks involved. In these moments, decisions are driven more by enthusiasm than by thoughtful analysis. Stress and pressure can also influence financial behavior. When individuals feel financial pressure, perhaps due to debt, unexpected expenses, or economic uncertainty, they may make rushed decisions that prioritize immediate relief rather than long-term stability. Another emotion that affects financial decisions is overconfidence. After experiencing success in investments or business, some individuals may begin to believe they can predict outcomes with certainty. This confidence can lead to excessive risk-taking or ignoring potential warning signs. Successful investors and entrepreneurs recognize that emotions are a natural part of financial life. However, they strive to develop strategies that reduce emotional influence on important decisions. This may include creating long-term financial plans, diversifying investments, conducting careful research, and taking time to evaluate decisions before acting. By building discipline and awareness, individuals can separate emotional reactions from rational thinking. Ultimately, understanding emotional decision-making helps people approach financial choices with greater balance, patience, and clarity. And when decisions are guided by thoughtful strategy rather than temporary emotions, financial outcomes are often stronger and more sustainable over time. Managing uncertainty in investing and business. Uncertainty is a natural part of both investing and entrepreneurship. Markets change, industries evolve, and economic conditions can shift unexpectedly. For this reason, one of the most valuable skills an investor or entrepreneur can develop is the ability to manage uncertainty effectively. Many people feel uncomfortable when outcomes are not guaranteed. In financial decisions, uncertainty often creates hesitation or fear. However, Experienced investors and business leaders understand that uncertainty is not something that can be completely eliminated. Instead, it must be understood and managed. One of the most effective ways to manage uncertainty is through research and preparation. Before making financial or business decisions, successful individuals gather information. They study market trends, analyze data, and learn from the experiences of others. This preparation allows them to make decisions with greater awareness and confidence. Another important strategy is diversification. In investing, diversification means spreading investments across different assets, industries, or markets. By doing this, investors reduce the risk that a single negative outcome will significantly impact their entire portfolio. Entrepreneurs apply a similar principle by testing ideas gradually before committing large resources. For example, a business might launch a small pilot project or limited product release. This approach allows entrepreneurs to gather feedback and adjust their strategies before expanding further. Long-term thinking also plays an important role in managing uncertainty. Short-term fluctuations in markets or business performance are common. Investors and entrepreneurs who focus on long-term goals are less likely to react impulsively to temporary changes. Instead, they remain committed to strategies designed to produce results over time. Another key factor is adaptability. Successful individuals recognize that uncertainty often brings both challenges and opportunities. When conditions change, they evaluate the situation carefully and adjust their strategies accordingly. Flexibility allows them to respond effectively to new information and evolving circumstances. Ultimately, uncertainty is not a barrier to success. It is part of the environment in which businesses and investments operate. Those who learn to manage uncertainty with preparation, patience, and adaptability position themselves to navigate challenges while still pursuing growth and opportunity. Saving and investing discipline. Building wealth is rarely the result of a single financial decision. Instead, it is often the outcome of consistent discipline in saving and investing over time. Discipline in finance means maintaining good habits even when it may be tempting to do otherwise. It involves making thoughtful choices about how money is used today while keeping long-term financial goals in mind. One of the most important habits is saving regularly. Saving provides the foundation for financial security. By setting aside a portion of income consistently, individuals create a reserve that can support future opportunities, investments, or unexpected expenses. The key to effective saving is consistency, rather than size. Even modest amounts saved regularly can grow significantly over time when combined with patience and planning. However, saving alone is only the first step. To build long-term wealth, many individuals also practice disciplined investing. Investing allows money to grow through participation in economic activity. Businesses expand, markets evolve, and investments can generate returns that compound over time. Disciplined investors typically follow structured strategies rather than reacting to short-term market movements. They invest regularly, focus on long-term goals, and avoid making decisions based solely on temporary market excitement or fear. Another important part of discipline is resisting impulsive financial behavior. It can be tempting to spend extra income immediately or chase short-term financial trends. However, individuals who maintain discipline often prioritize their long-term objectives, allocating money towards savings and investments before discretionary spending. Planning also supports financial discipline. Setting clear goals, such as building an emergency fund, investing for the future, or achieving financial independence, helps guide consistent financial behavior. When individuals understand what they are working toward, it becomes easier to stay committed to disciplined habits. Over time, these habits accumulate. Small decisions repeated regularly can produce powerful results, allowing savings and investments to grow steadily. Ultimately, wealth is not only determined by how much money someone earns, it is strongly influenced by the discipline with which that money is saved, invested, and allowed to grow over time. Financial awareness. One of the most important foundations of financial success is financial awareness. Financial awareness refers to having a clear understanding of how money flows through your life. It involves knowing how much you earn, how much you spend, where your money goes, and how your financial decisions affect your future. Without financial awareness, it becomes difficult to make informed decisions. Many people earn income and spend money regularly, without closely examining their financial patterns. Over time, this lack of awareness can lead to unnecessary expenses, missed savings opportunities, or financial stress. Financial awareness begins with understanding income and expenses. Consistency in financial decisions. One of the most powerful principles behind long-term financial success is consistency. While many people search for quick financial breakthroughs or perfect investment opportunities, wealth is often built through steady and disciplined decisions made repeatedly over time. Consistency in financial decisions means applying the same thoughtful principles to money management day after day, year after year. Rather than making occasional large financial changes, successful individuals focus on small actions performed consistently. These actions may include saving regularly, investing systematically, managing expenses carefully, and reviewing financial goals. Over time, these repeated decisions create momentum. For example, someone who invests a portion of their income consistently, even in modest amounts, can gradually build a significant financial foundation. This process is strengthened by the power of compounding, where investment returns begin generating additional returns over time. Consistency also helps reduce emotional decision-making. Financial markets and economic conditions can fluctuate. During these changes, individuals who rely on consistent strategies are less likely to react impulsively to temporary events. Instead of chasing short-term trends or abandoning plans during uncertainty, disciplined individuals stay committed to their long-term strategies. Another benefit of consistency is clarity and control. When financial decisions follow a consistent pattern, individuals can better evaluate their progress and adjust their strategies when necessary. This structured approach makes financial planning more predictable and manageable. Consistency also builds confidence. As individuals see the results of disciplined financial habits over time, they develop greater trust in their strategies and become more comfortable managing larger financial responsibilities. It is important to understand that consistency does not mean perfection. Financial journeys may include occasional setbacks, unexpected expenses, or changes in circumstances. What matters most is the ability to return to disciplined habits and continue moving forward. Ultimately, financial success rarely depends on one dramatic decision. Instead, it is often shaped by hundreds of small, consistent choices made over many years. And those consistent decisions, guided by patience, discipline, and long-term thinking, can gradually transform financial stability into lasting wealth. Lifestyle inflation. As people earn more income over time, they often experience a financial behavior known as lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation occurs when an increase in income leads to a corresponding increase in spending. Instead of using additional earnings to save, invest, or build financial security, individuals gradually expand their lifestyle to match their higher income. At first, these changes may seem small: a slightly larger home, a newer car, more frequent dining out, or luxury purchases can feel like natural rewards for hard work and professional progress. While enjoying the benefits of increased income is not inherently problematic, lifestyle inflation becomes a challenge when spending rises at the same pace or faster than income. When this happens, financial progress can slow or even stop entirely. For example, a person may receive a significant salary increase but find that their savings and investments remain unchanged because their expenses have expanded to match their new earnings. In this situation, higher income does not necessarily lead to greater financial security. Lifestyle inflation can also create a cycle of dependency on higher income levels. As expenses grow, individuals may feel increased pressure to maintain or continually increase their earnings just to support their lifestyle. This can make financial flexibility more difficult and increase stress during economic uncertainty. Successful wealth builders often approach rising income differently. Rather than allowing lifestyle costs to expand immediately, they allocate a portion of increased income toward long-term financial goals. This might include increasing savings, investing more aggressively, or building financial reserves. This balanced approach allows individuals to enjoy some improvements in lifestyle while still strengthening their financial foundation. Over time, managing lifestyle inflation becomes an important part of wealth-building discipline. By maintaining awareness of spending habits and prioritizing long-term financial stability, individuals can ensure that increased income contributes not only to comfort today, but also to security and opportunity in the future. Social pressure and spending. Money decisions are rarely made in isolation. One of the most powerful influences on financial behavior is social pressure. Social pressure occurs when individuals feel influenced, directly or indirectly, by the expectations, lifestyles, or spending habits of the people around them. In many societies, financial choices are often visible. Homes, cars, clothing, travel experiences, and technology can all become symbols of status or success. Because of this visibility, people may sometimes feel encouraged to spend in ways that align with social expectations rather than their personal financial goals. For example, someone might feel pressure to upgrade their lifestyle when friends, colleagues, or family members begin purchasing more expensive items or living in a particular way. Even if these purchases are not necessary or financially comfortable, the desire to keep up with others can influence spending decisions. This phenomenon is sometimes referred to as social comparison. When individuals constantly compare their financial situation to others, it can create a sense of competition or dissatisfaction. Instead of focusing on their own financial plans, they may begin measuring success based on appearances. However, it is important to remember that outward displays of wealth do not always reflect financial stability. Many people may appear financially successful while carrying significant debt or financial obligations. Those who build lasting wealth often develop the ability to separate their financial decisions from social pressure. Rather than making purchases to impress others or match external expectations, they focus on choices that support their long-term financial goals. They prioritize saving, investing, and building assets, even when these decisions are less visible than lifestyle spending. Another helpful strategy is developing a clear understanding of personal values and priorities. When individuals know what truly matters to them, whether it is financial independence, security, or future opportunities, they are better equipped to make decisions that align with those priorities rather than temporary social influence. Ultimately, social pressure can shape spending habits in powerful ways. But individuals who remain focused on their long-term goals and personal financial strategies are more likely to build stability, freedom, and lasting financial success. Comparison and financial stress. In today's connected world, it has become easier than ever to compare our lives with the lives of others. Social media, advertising, and public displays of success often highlight achievements, luxury, and financial prosperity. While these images can sometimes be motivating, they can also create financial stress through constant comparison. Comparison occurs when individuals measure their financial success against the lifestyles, possessions, or achievements of others. Instead of evaluating their progress based on personal goals and circumstances, they begin judging their financial situation relative to someone else's. This habit can quietly create pressure. For example, someone may feel dissatisfied with their financial progress after seeing others purchase expensive homes, luxury vehicles, or take frequent vacations. Even when their own financial situation is stable, comparison can create the impression that they are falling behind. Over time, this feeling can lead to stress and frustration. Financial comparison can also influence behavior. When people feel pressure to match the lifestyles of others, they may make spending decisions that do not align with their financial capacity or long-term plans. This might include purchasing items they cannot comfortably afford or taking on debt to maintain a certain appearance. In reality, financial situations are rarely identical. People have different incomes, goals, responsibilities, and priorities. What appears to be success from the outside may not fully reflect the financial realities behind it. Many individuals who appear financially successful may also face significant financial obligations or debt that are not visible to others. Those who develop strong financial discipline learn to shift their focus away from comparison. Instead of measuring success by external appearances, they define financial progress according to their own goals, such as building savings, investing consistently, or achieving financial independence. By focusing on personal financial growth rather than external comparisons, individuals can reduce stress and make more thoughtful decisions. Ultimately, financial well-being is not determined by how one's lifestyle compares to others. It is shaped by clarity of goals, disciplined habits, and the ability to make financial decisions that support long-term stability and personal values. Controlling impulsive spending. One of the most common challenges in personal finance is impulsive spending. Impulsive spending occurs when purchases are made quickly, often driven by emotions rather than thoughtful planning. These decisions may bring short-term satisfaction, but over time they can interfere with long-term financial goals. In many cases, impulsive spending is influenced by emotions such as excitement, stress, boredom, or even social pressure. For example, after a long or difficult day, someone may purchase items simply to feel better in the moment. Advertising and marketing also play a role, encouraging consumers to act quickly before carefully considering whether a purchase is truly necessary. While occasional spontaneous purchases are normal, frequent impulsive spending can gradually reduce savings and limit opportunities for future financial growth. One effective way to manage impulsive spending is by introducing a pause before making purchases. Instead of buying something immediately, individuals can take time to reflect. Waiting even a short period, such as 24 hours, can provide the opportunity to evaluate whether the purchase aligns with personal priorities and financial goals. Another helpful strategy is creating a clear financial plan. When individuals understand their long-term objectives, such as building savings, investing, or achieving financial independence, it becomes easier to evaluate whether a purchase supports or distracts from those goals. Budgeting can also support better spending decisions. By allocating money intentionally for essential expenses, savings, and discretionary spending, individuals gain a clearer understanding of how much they can spend without affecting their financial stability. Awareness is also important. Many people find it helpful to track their spending habits. This practice often reveals patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed and helps individuals recognize situations that lead to impulsive decisions. Ultimately, controlling impulsive spending is not about eliminating enjoyment or avoiding purchases entirely. Instead, it is about making financial decisions with intention and awareness. When individuals develop the habit of thoughtful spending, they create more room for savings, investment, and long-term financial security. And over time, these disciplined choices can have a powerful impact on building lasting wealth. Managing emotions during market changes. Financial markets naturally experience periods of growth, decline, and uncertainty. Prices rise and fall based on economic conditions, global events, investor sentiment, and many other factors. For investors, one of the most important skills is learning how to manage emotions during these market changes. Market fluctuations can trigger strong emotional reactions. When markets rise quickly, investors may feel excitement and optimism. This enthusiasm can sometimes lead people to invest impulsively without fully considering the risks. On the other hand, when markets decline, fear and anxiety often emerge. Investors may worry about losing money and feel pressure to sell their investments quickly to avoid further losses. Both reactions, excessive optimism and fear, can lead to decisions that move investors away from their long-term financial plans. Successful investors recognize that emotions are a natural response, but they do not allow those emotions to control their decisions. Instead, they rely on structured strategies and long-term perspectives. One helpful approach is maintaining a clear investment plan. When investors establish their goals, risk tolerance, and time horizon in advance, they create a framework that guides decisions even during periods of uncertainty. This structure helps reduce the influence of temporary emotions. Another important principle is understanding that market volatility is normal. Throughout financial history, markets have experienced cycles of growth and decline. Short-term fluctuations are often part of the broader process of economic development and business expansion. Investors who understand this pattern are more likely to remain patient during difficult periods. Diversification can also help manage emotional responses. When investments are spread across different assets or industries, the impact of any single market movement becomes less severe. This balanced approach can provide reassurance during uncertain times. Finally, successful investors develop emotional discipline. They recognize that long-term wealth building requires patience and consistency. Rather than reacting to every market change, they remain focused on their overall strategy and financial goals. In the end, market changes are unavoidable, but investors who learn to manage their emotions, maintain discipline, and focus on long-term outcomes are often better positioned to navigate uncertainty and achieve sustainable financial growth. Staying committed to financial plans. Creating a financial plan is an important step toward long-term stability and wealth. However, the true challenge is not only designing a plan, it is staying committed to it over time. Financial plans often include goals such as saving regularly, investing consistently, managing debt, and building assets for the future. These strategies are designed to guide financial decisions and create a path toward long-term financial security. Yet along the journey, many factors can challenge that commitment. Unexpected expenses, market fluctuations, changing economic conditions, or personal circumstances may create moments of uncertainty. During these times, it can be tempting to abandon a financial strategy or make sudden changes based on short-term emotions. Successful individuals understand that consistency is one of the most powerful elements of financial planning. A well-designed plan is built with the understanding that challenges will arise. Rather than reacting impulsively to temporary setbacks, disciplined individuals remain focused on their long-term objectives. One helpful approach to staying committed is regularly reviewing financial goals. When individuals remind themselves why they created their financial plan, whether it is to achieve financial independence, provide security for their family, or build long-term opportunities, it becomes easier to maintain discipline during difficult moments. Another important element is flexibility within structure. Financial plans should provide direction, but they should also be adaptable when circumstances change. Adjusting strategies thoughtfully while maintaining core goals allows individuals to remain committed without becoming rigid. Tracking progress can also strengthen commitment. When people observe the gradual results of saving, investing, and responsible financial management, they often feel more motivated to continue following their plan. Even small improvements over time can reinforce the value of disciplined financial habits. Ultimately, building wealth and financial stability is rarely the result of quick decisions. It is the outcome of consistent actions guided by a clear plan and a long-term perspective. Those who remain committed to their financial plans, even through uncertainty, often position themselves to achieve meaningful financial progress and lasting security over time. Wealth beyond money. When people think about wealth, they often focus only on financial numbers: income, savings, investments, or assets. While money is an important part of financial security, true wealth extends beyond money alone. Wealth can also be measured by the freedom, stability, and opportunities that financial resources make possible. One important dimension of wealth is freedom of choice. When individuals build financial stability, they gain the ability to make decisions based on their values rather than financial pressure. This might include choosing meaningful work, supporting family members, pursuing education, or dedicating time to personal growth. Financial resources create flexibility, allowing people to design lives that align with their priorities. Another aspect of wealth is security. Financial security provides peace of mind during uncertain times. Having savings, investments, and financial reserves allows individuals to manage unexpected expenses, economic changes, or life transitions without severe stress. This stability can improve overall well-being and allow people to focus on long-term goals rather than constant financial worry. Wealth can also include time and personal fulfillment. For many people, one of the most valuable forms of wealth is the ability to spend time with family, pursue passions, or contribute to causes that matter to them. Financial independence can provide the freedom to allocate time more intentionally. Relationships and personal development also contribute to a broader understanding of wealth. Strong connections with family, friends, and communities provide emotional support and meaning that financial resources alone cannot replace. Similarly, investing in education, skills, and personal growth creates opportunities that can enrich both professional and personal life. When wealth is viewed only through the lens of money, it can sometimes lead to constant comparison or dissatisfaction. However, when wealth is understood as a combination of financial stability, freedom, meaningful relationships, and personal fulfillment, the concept becomes much broader and more balanced. Ultimately, money is a powerful tool, but it is most valuable when it supports a life that is secure, meaningful, and aligned with personal values. In this way, true wealth is not defined only by how much someone owns, but by the opportunities and quality of life those resources help create. Financial independence. One of the most important goals in personal finance is achieving financial independence. Financial independence occurs when a person has enough financial resources, such as savings, investments, or business income, to support their living expenses without relying entirely on active employment. In other words, financial independence provides the ability to cover essential needs and maintain a desired lifestyle through the income generated by assets rather than solely through work. For many people, financial independence represents more than simply having money. It represents freedom. When individuals are financially independent, they gain greater control over how they spend their time and energy. They may choose to continue working because they enjoy their profession, or they may decide to pursue new interests, creative projects, or personal goals. Financial independence creates flexibility in life decisions. Achieving financial independence usually requires long-term planning and disciplined financial habits. Individuals often build this foundation through consistent saving, strategic investing, and careful management of expenses. Over time, these actions allow financial assets to grow and generate income. For example, investments may produce returns through dividends, interest, or business profits. As these sources of income increase, they can gradually cover a larger portion of a person's living expenses. Another important aspect of financial independence is financial resilience. Having strong financial resources allows individuals to navigate unexpected challenges such as economic downturns, job changes, or personal emergencies without severe disruption to their lifestyle. Financial independence does not necessarily mean complete retirement or the absence of work. For many people, it simply means having the option to make choices without financial pressure. Work becomes a choice rather than a necessity. Ultimately, financial independence is the result of consistent habits, thoughtful financial decisions, and a long-term perspective. It allows individuals to build a life where financial stability supports freedom, opportunity, and the ability to focus on what matters most to them. Freedom, security, and opportunity. When people pursue wealth, the ultimate goal is often not simply money itself. Instead, wealth represents three powerful outcomes: freedom, security, and opportunity. These three elements form the deeper value of financial success. Freedom is one of the most meaningful benefits of financial stability. When individuals have sufficient financial resources, they gain greater control over their choices. They may choose the work they enjoy, spend more time with family, pursue personal passions, or explore new ventures. Financial freedom reduces the pressure to make decisions purely out of necessity. Instead of being limited by immediate financial concerns, individuals can make choices that align with their values and long-term goals. Another important benefit of financial strength is security. Life often includes unexpected events, economic downturns, health challenges, career transitions, or personal emergencies. Financial security provides protection during these uncertain moments. Savings, investments, and well-managed financial resources create a safety net that helps individuals navigate difficult situations with greater stability and confidence. This sense of security can also reduce stress and allow people to focus more clearly on personal and professional development. The third important dimension of wealth is opportunity. Financial resources often create access to opportunities that might otherwise be unavailable. These opportunities may include education, entrepreneurship, travel, professional growth, or the ability to invest in innovative ideas. When people have financial resources available, they are better positioned to explore possibilities and take thoughtful risks that may lead to further growth. Freedom, security, and opportunity work together to create a balanced definition of wealth. Rather than measuring success only by income or material possessions, this perspective emphasizes the quality of life that financial stability can support. Ultimately, the true purpose of building wealth is not simply accumulation. It is creating the freedom to choose, the security to navigate uncertainty, and the opportunity to pursue meaningful goals and experiences throughout life. Key takeaways. Summary. As we conclude this audiobook, it is helpful to reflect on the most important ideas explored throughout the psychology of wealth. Understanding how people think about money is often just as important as understanding financial strategies. Here are the key lessons to remember. First, wealth is shaped by mindset and behavior. Financial outcomes are not determined only by income or knowledge. They are strongly influenced by habits, beliefs, and the decisions individuals make consistently over time. Second, long-term thinking is essential for building wealth. Successful investors and financially disciplined individuals focus on patience, delayed gratification, and the power of consistent financial habits. Third, emotions influence financial decisions. Fear, excitement, and uncertainty can affect how people react to markets, investments, and financial opportunities. Learning to manage emotions allows individuals to make more balanced and thoughtful decisions. Fourth, habits shape financial outcomes. Regular saving, disciplined investing, and financial awareness are small actions that accumulate over time and create long-term stability. Fifth, social pressure and comparison can influence financial behavior. When individuals base their spending decisions on external expectations rather than personal goals, it can create unnecessary stress and slow financial progress. Sixth, financial confidence and knowledge reduce uncertainty. By learning about money, investments, and financial planning, individuals become more capable of navigating financial decisions and managing risk. Finally, true wealth extends beyond money alone. Financial resources create freedom, security, and opportunities that allow individuals to live with greater flexibility and purpose. The psychology of wealth reminds us that building financial success is not only about numbers. It is about how we think, how we behave, and how consistently we apply disciplined financial habits over time. By developing awareness, patience, and long-term thinking, individuals can build a stronger financial future and create wealth that supports both stability and meaningful life opportunities.